Yo, my guys, I'm getting really tired of these dating apps. I'm going to give you a few reasons why. Last night, I went on a Bumble date. I've got a shitload of matches out here in Cyprus. I've optimized my profile. I've obviously got a bunch of good pictures. I've got a nice bio. It all seems to stack up quite well in terms of like my statistics, if you like, as a full stack man, right? Like my height, my career, where I'm from, nice 5 or 6 pictures, and we can go through all of this stuff as well. I'll do videos on how to optimize your dating profiles so that you've got like a killer profile. I'm actually in communities where we discuss the best type of photos to get the matches on online dating. So aside from all that, like I've said to you, I've been able to compile a very solid online dating profile. And I've tried Tinder and I've tried Bumble and I've tried Hinge, right? So those are the 3 main dating apps that I've used. But now I'm getting really sick of them, right? I'm getting really pissed off with these dating apps. And I'll tell you why I'm getting really pissed off with them. It's because the girl never looks like her pictures. Every time I turn up to the fucking date, she looks different. It's like, oh man, like, oh, she's not as slim as she looks in the pictures. She's got much more weight on her. She totally doesn't look like this. And it's just like, and then you turn up to the date and you're like, oh, I'm like sinking into my chair, like, fuck, now I've got to sit here and entertain this girl. And I don't want to be a dickhead. I don't want to like walk off straight away. I don't want to make an excuse. Like, I'm not an asshole. Yeah, I'm not a bad person. I don't like to make people feel bad about themselves, right? So the last thing I'm going to do is like turn up to the date and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize I need to run somewhere. Bye. I stick around. Like last night, I stuck around. I had a conversation. We probably sat there for about an hour. I had a glass of wine. She had a glass of wine. We actually ended up having quite a good chat, to be completely honest. Like, I had a great chat with this girl, but I was not attracted to her at all. Like, at all. Because the pictures, obviously, were like super optimized and she had her best angles. You know how girls like have those angles that they do, I don't know, like a side angle, like skinny angle, and then the makeup, and then like she got a good picture of her face and she got like beautiful eyes, really, really pretty eyes. She had a lot of interesting, beautiful features, and obviously she was a lot slimmer when she took those photos, or she was younger, right? I didn't exactly get catfished, but it was the same person, but she just looked so different. She just wasn't the beautiful chick in her photos. And that's obvious because every girl is going to, and girls are, again, really good at this. They're like geniuses at picking the best type of photos that they can possibly pick. But when you turn up, she is not looking like those photos. And I've had this numerous times on numerous occasions. We are being lied to, this facade world that we live in. And Instagram, by the way, is exactly the same. All those chicks you see on Instagram with all that makeup done up nicely. Like the next day, she wakes up in my bed. I'm like, okay, this what she really looks like? Where's the natural beauty in this? I'm looking for natural beauty. I don't want my chick to be some made up makeup cake face. Like, I'm not interested in some cake face chick who's just like some Instagram model. I don't give a shit whether you're an Instagram model. I care that you're naturally beautiful and you're feminine and you will serve and be good supportive to my needs as a man, right? I'm a masculine man. I want a nice feminine woman. I don't want to be like, oh, babe, you've got your model shoot today. Yeah, let's drive you there. I don't give a fuck. Take the bus there, right? Like, personally, I ain't going to spend my life, even though I've got the time, I've got the money, I'm not going to spend my life supporting a woman's career. That's not how this shit works. My career is way more valuable. I make way more money than she does, and I'm probably smarter than 99% of chicks that I've dated in the past. Don't mean to sound arrogant, but it's just true. When you look at my track record, and you look at the uni I've gone to, when you look at the jobs I've had, like worked for the best companies in the world, UBS investment bank as a trader, worked at Google, then had my own company, then became a self-made millionaire. And some chick's gonna come and sit here in front of me and tell me, oh yeah, I've got this like Instagram brand. And I go, all right, I don't give a shit. Literally don't give a shit. Like, What are you doing to value me or to support me in this? I will take you on a journey. I will look after you. What are you bringing to the table? Right? So that's kind of how I enter these situations. Call it what you want to call it. I'm sure some dickhead on my comments can be like, oh man, you sound like a misogynist. Yeah, you're just a loser. That's why I sound like a misogynist. Because I'm a G and you're not. And that's just how these things work. But anyway, sorry, back to the point at hand. I really veered off track here. I'm sick of using these dating apps. They never look the same. All the dates I've been on here from the dating apps, bar one, right? So I've been on, again, I don't like giving exact numbers because there might be girls watching this that I like. And then they're like, oh, you're a creep. You've been on 20 dates in the last 20 days. That's disgusting, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to give a number. But out of all of them that I've been on, only one of them looked like her pictures and looked good in the flesh. And I was like, oh, okay. And she turned out to be a bitch anyway. So I was like, I didn't really carry that one on. We tried to chat and it just didn't really go anywhere. I'm actually looking for something quite meaningful at this point in my life, right? I'm not looking for just to get laid again with another girl. I don't need to keep validating myself. I've had enough of that in my life. I've had plenty of, I've had an abundance of women in all sorts of situations. So I don't need to I need to get laid, rack up a body count to prove something to someone. It's just all this pride and ego stuff we're trying to fill, right? So taking a bit more of a spiritual approach and want to meet someone meaningful that I can maybe build something with or just support as a partner. I'm not necessarily looking to get married or anything. Just want to connect with other human beings. And I did connect with this girl last night to a good degree, but she just didn't look like her pictures, man. I just wasn't attracted to it. And it was so funny because at the end of the night, she's like, oh, do you need a lift home? And I was like, I kind of know where this is heading. Do you need a lift home? As in oh, I'll drop you home and in the hope that you'll ask me upstairs and in the hope that you'll fuck the shit out of me. I don't know, that's probably what it was, right? I was dressed like a fucking champ last night. I was I'm freshly tanned, I'm nicely gymmed, I fixed up my hair, got a nice haircut recently, I'm nicely groomed, I sprayed some good hairspray on, I got my nice jewelry on with my sick ass watch and I wore a nice shirt with a cut-off sleeve shirt, which was open down here so you could see the top of my chest. And I was walking around and women were giving me some a shitload of attention. In fact, I walked past this one restaurant and this woman literally went like this. She was just following me as I walked past. And I was like, are you all right? And she was like, yeah, fine. I was like, fucking hell, okay. I was like, shit, I should have stuck around and spoken to her. She was kind of cute. But instead I went on this date. And again, it's the same situation every damn time. Every time. I would say 90% of the dates that I go on from online dating, the girl does not look like her pictures. And it's just not even that close. So it's getting extremely frustrating. And the reason why I did that video yesterday on how to pick up any hot girl using the simple pickup line is because I want you to understand that I'm now attempting new methods of dating and finding my woman, finding my potential person, or finding my next partner. I'm going to meet her on the street. I'm going to meet her in the supermarket. I'm going to meet her at the beach. I'm going to meet her at the airport. I'm going to meet her on the plane. I'm going to meet her face to face. How shit used to work. I'm not a 15-year-old kid sitting on TikTok like a little loser, keyboard warrior, tapping away, putting negative comments. Or I'm a refined man at this age now. And I've got a sick-ass track record that I've been building my whole life. And I want to meet the person face to face. It might be at a party. It's not fully recommended to meet your woman at a party, by the way, because if you meet your woman at a party, then she's likely to love parties. One of the last girls that I met at a party, when I saw her Instagram stories a couple of times, guess what she's doing on the weekend? She's partying again. What does that mean? It means drinks, it means drugs, it means meeting dudes, it means probably getting fucked. Not really the type of woman I'm looking for. Looking for a little bit more of a classy, feminine lady. And, my best approach over the last few days was at the supermarket. I saw this absolutely cracking Ukrainian girl at the supermarket. And I used the pickup line that I said yesterday in my video. It was like, hey, how's your day going? Nice and smooth. And we had a good conversation. She turned out to have a boyfriend. I didn't want to push it. I'm not a scumbag. I'm not like, oh, well, don't worry about him. Let's keep talking. I was like, cool. He's a lucky guy. Best of luck with that. I don't want to waste time, right? I've got a business to run. I've got a YouTube channel I now want to build. I've got a body to build. I've got family to support back home. Not children, but my parents. So ultimately, I'm kind of sick of these dating apps. I'm sick of the bullshit in the facade. Like the girls never look like their pictures. It's getting really annoying. From now on, I'm gonna approach. Now, I'm still gonna use them because obviously, like, I do believe in being omnipresent and being available across all platforms. But ultimately, I am just going to start approaching girls wherever I see them. On the beach, I'm going to go for a walk now. I'm going to just talk to any beautiful girl I come across using those simple lines that I explained yesterday in my video. I'm just going to keep this shit simple, man. Like, I want to go back to traditional ways. My dad picked my mum up at like a cafe like 45 years ago. My dad walked up to my mum when she was with her mother. Can you imagine? My mum was with her mum and her sister when my dad walked up to her. What a G. That's the kind of moves I'm talking about. Some G moves where you're just walking up to people in broad daylight, wherever and whenever. Grow a pair of balls, start approaching people where you need to approach them. And I'm going to start doing more of that because I get to see what she actually looks like in broad daylight, with or without makeup. That's my style. I want to see what she looks like without makeup at the beach. She's just come out the water. She just had a swim. Boom. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk to the beach right now, find women who are swimming, see when they get out and be like, is she nice? Boom, walk up to her and have a chat with her. And you damn bet she's going to talk to me when I'm looking like this and I'm rolling around looking like an absolute champ with a, with a chiseled body and grew a little bit of hair on my chest because I was like, I don't really want to look like a plucked chicken. So I grew a little bit of hair on my chest. Sometimes I trim it, sometimes I don't. But that's what I'm going to start doing. So yeah, this video was just me kind of voicing my frustrations about online dating and how the women never look like their photos. It's just starting to get super annoying. Maybe they could say the same thing about me and be like, oh, you don't like your photos. But for a woman, it's not as important in terms of like the aesthetics. But then again, my photos are pretty good. But last night I looked absolutely sharp, and I turned up looking bang, like my photos, and I knew that because I was getting a shitload of attention on the street. So I know I wasn't catfishing anyone. I know I was doing what I needed to do. But most of the time, it's just like the girls don't look like her photos, man. And it's the same with Instagram, with all that makeup and the angles, and people are experts at just portraying a certain version of themselves. And then when they turn up face to face, they just don't look like that. So I'm going to be adapting the way I date. And I'll keep you up to date with how that goes. And I suggest you do the same if you found the same problem. If you did find the same problems, please let me know in the comments. I want to know that other men are going through the same bullshit. Peace out, my bros.